What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for, yeah, man, another video, another daily video where we're gonna talk about the big, epic meltdown Allegri at post game, where he completely lost it, where he was saying things that just, shows how out of control he is or slash has too much control, and he can say whatever he wants because there is a lack of leadership up top, which we're gonna talk about as well. I'm also going to talk about the Vlahovic red card, not what it means for the Lazio game because he's not going to be there, but why that's a thing. And I'll bring up a stat, and that will, it will explain why it is an issue. And on top of that, we're going to talk about where was Danilo, where was the leader post game. Why do I need to keep listening that he's a good player or eat up his Instagram post? And we send out Fabio Miretti to speak after the game, after we won one game out of 8. That's what we're going to talk about. Before we do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification because we're getting close to 5K, so that's a positive thing, I guess. Yeah, let's jump straight into the meltdown. Okay, so post-game, I made a joke. I was like, he's going to talk about the positive thing is we didn't concede a goal. We can build on that. And I was like, nah, he's not that insane to do that. But he did. That's the first thing he said. We didn't concede a shot at home to Genoa. That's a positive. 1 win out of 8, forget about that. The fact that we, again, did not create a single clear-cut chance, not a single one, no issue at all. Clean sheet, that's what we're going to build on. Absolutely a person that's insane talking to the media, and he completely lost it because he went off post game and he said certain things you cannot take back. You can absolutely not take back, and he did that on a platform, Sky Italia, that was backing him. That's a platform that was still massively backing him, and that's gonna backfire because he was saying things, and I was like, you are crazy. Like, you are crazy. You are in big trouble. You cannot get this team on track, and you're saying things now, and nobody can back that. Not even the people who are backing you can back what you said post game. So he was asked about, actually the journalist or the guest in the studio was talking about, man, there's no fight and all those things and movements. There's not a lot of movement and it's difficult. And what about playing Yildiz and all up top? Switch it up, try something different. And he said, we need to get results. You, and he was referring to journalists basically, should ask questions, not understand. You cannot say that. Like, he asked a question. Like, he said, is it maybe needed to switch something up? That was a question. That's a question. He's asking you to make us understand why. You not responding exactly proves the point from that person. A lot of people, we do not understand. You tell us what is going on. You tell us why you're not doing that. You tell us why you're not trying to switch things up, try something new. You tell us why the team is not reacting. And he's saying you need to ask questions. You don't need to understand. He asked you a question because he wants to understand. And you're going out there and saying nothing, avoiding to give an answer. You're avoiding to give an answer, and then you're saying you don't need to understand. We want to understand. Like, maybe if you explain us things and be just openly honest, maybe a lot of people are like, okay, that makes sense. Maybe, yeah, we are wrong in that regard and in that regard, But no, you're avoiding it. And he was actually very disrespectful because it was not that we're winning stuff and somebody's questioning you. We're in big trouble, and the people are asking the simple question: should we do something different? Can you do something different? And you were saying you don't need to. You don't understand. You just need to ask questions. Then he went on. Like, I thought he was done, but he made it even worse. He said, "We're third in the standings. I don't know how to be a journalist. Do you know how to be a coach? I make choices for the good of the team. Or do you understand you just have to ask questions?" Again, like, how insane that sounds. When we have 1 win out of 8, you make those type of statements. what do you think? How do you think you're coming across? Because that person was asking you a question. He was asking the questions of the choices you are making, and it's not working. That's the question. Why are you not trying to switch it up? What is going wrong? But you are avoiding to answer that goddamn question. And for too long, finally somebody did it. For too long, journalists were sitting there and not asking the hard questions. And this actually wasn't even a hard question. It was very respectful as well. And he's losing it. Like, he's absolutely losing it for no good reason at all. Just answer the question, even if you want to lie, but you cannot go out there and say, do you know how to be a coach? You don't understand things. You just have to ask questions. He's not saying he's a coach. We're not saying we're a coach. We're just asking, why can you not get this thing back on track? That's the only thing we are asking. And you are going out there and having an epic meltdown and talking about, do you know how to coach? You know, do you know this? Do you know that? You just need to have, like, that feels like a dictatorship. Just ask the easy questions or not. Jurgen Klopp, same thing, post-game. He was talking to the media, and I don't know, was it Danish reporting or Swedish reporting? Asked him a question he didn't like, and he walked off. You cannot do that. Like, you just need to answer the question. Even if you lie, you cannot go out there and say, like, this makes you weak. This proves a lot of people right. That you're out of touch, that you're not in control, and that you have no idea how to get us out of this. Then he was asked about the people booing. Like, I'll say this. If I'm going to the stadium, I'm not booing. I never did that. I will never do that. I will say my thing here. I will talk, maybe on social media, but I'm not going to the stadium to boo the fans, especially not at halftime. How shit it is, how bad it is, and I've been there last season as well. I'm not going to boo because I'm there to support, you know? That's it. If somebody wants to boo, they paid the money, whatever, you know? But he was asked of that question. He said, I'm not here to play politics. I'm here to coach. What does that even mean? Like, I'm not even sure what that means because he was asked, fans are not happy. What do you make of that? And he's like basically saying, shut up, whatever. That's what he's basically saying. That's actually the point he's trying to say because I'm not here to play politics. I'm here to coach is an answer of shut up. Like, I'm here in control, whatever. You just need to listen and we move on. That's how it comes across. It comes across arrogant and it comes across really, really wrong, you know? That's that, you know? And then he said, you know, I see positives and, like, I don't know where he sees the positive. Then he was asked about 7 points out of 28. He said, hey, we won 46 before. Okay, man. Yeah, you won those points before. But what about now? Do you want to talk about now? Like, he's avoiding it. He doesn't want to talk about now. When he's asked about it, he says, you're a journalist. You're not a coach. You know, you should ask questions. You don't need to understand things. He's avoiding to talk about the real issues. He's avoiding to take full responsibilities. He said, maybe I'm making mistakes. And I'm like, whatever, you know, talk about the real issues. You've been asked about it and you're not talking. Like, the fact of the matter is, and that's the next topic, and that's Vlahovic, because that comes in play. He is not in control of the situation. He's completely lost it, and the players are showing it. Going into a retreat a day extra, I don't even know what that point is. That's desperation mode. Usually you do that for an entire week or so, a couple of days. Just a day after, before, it makes no sense. Like, it's just, oh, we did this to stay compact and whatever. It's not working. It's not working. Vlahovic picks up a red card. I will say this. He's an idiot. Like, I will say that. Because I'm not going to say that's okay. I'm going to back him for losing his mind. I'm not going to say that. He's frustrated. A lot of players are frustrated. You can still not do that. That was a foul on the goalie. I know you're frustrated. You moan. You pick up the first yellow card. You move. You're an idiot to do that. But this was just coming. At one point, players are going to lose their heads. Like, it was just coming. Players are frustrated. Chiesa is frustrated. There are players on the pitch who look and play frustrated. There are players on the pitch who look clueless. Even in that game, players were losing possession because they were holding on to the ball on the same spot and they had absolutely no idea where to go with it. So they got dispossessed or they just booted it straight into a Genoa player because they have no idea what to do. They have no idea where to go with the ball. The Vlahovic red card was just coming. Something crazy, like a player completely losing his head, was just around the corner. It was bound to happen, you know. And I know a lot of people are making fun of Vlahovic now. Oh, he scored a couple of goals against Frosinone or what was it, like whatever. He scored almost half of our goals this season in goal contributions, assists and goals. He kept us in a race, quote unquote. He kept Allegri basically in a job. Remember when he was on that streak? Scoring late goals, scoring goal after goal, excuse me. Yes, it's his job. It's his job. I know that. But now, based on that, you have people saying, oh, but he scored a couple of goals against relegation sides. He kept us in this, whatever it is. He kept us in it. And the moment he's not scoring that goal this week, you know, and I'm not sure from which chance he was going to score that goal, by the way, but whatever. That's probably not... That's something we probably cannot talk about, apparently cannot talk about. However, this was bound to happen. These players are lost. The locker room is lost. The players are not following you. There's a part following, there's a part who is iffy, and there's a part who just completely checked out. And that is a mix for 1 win in 8. That's just a fact. We won 1 in 8, not by accident or whatever. We won 1 in 8 because players are completely gone. They're not buying into it. They did, and when it broke, they're like, I'm not going to do this again. You have players, because Chiesa pre-game, he said, we need to put aside personal, whatever you want to call it, you know, issues or things, whatever. That was a significant comment, because that tells you players are already looking at next season and like, I do not want to be here. I do not want to be here. I'm not sure I want to be here. It's an issue, and it's a lot about how we play. It is frustrated. Oh, play better. Players need to play better. Players, by the way, I agree. Some players, they need to perform. Like, they need to do basic things much, much better. I'm not going to deny that, you know, whatever. I need to repeat it again. No matter who the coach is, we need quality. But we're talking about Udinese, Verona, Empoli, Genoa. We're not playing Man City here for 3 years. We're not playing those teams. This team is clueless. Nobody is improvement. All the youngster crap. Youngsters play when we have no other option. Yildiz, gone. Miretti, when players are injured, Miretti plays. They're not developing. They're not really growing. They're playing when we're in desperation mode or we don't have anyone else. That's when they're playing. So I don't want to hear about youngsters crap. He's forced to do so. He will play them when he's extremely forced and he has absolutely no options anymore. You know, or he looked at Kostic the last 3 weeks and he was like, yeah, you're total busted. Like, not even I can back that. Junior, you go in. Like, that's the only way he's going to make changes. Throw in those youngsters. The players, you cannot check out. You're still playing for the club. However, I can see how easily you can go on that pitch and do not give your all. Do not give 100%. I can easily see how that happens. Because if one player is like that, fine. If you have 2-3 players, that's an issue. Like, it is a massive, massive issue. These players mentally are not with the coach. I don't care what people say. They're done. And when it happened with Sarri, when Chiellini said those things, everybody was like, yeah, you need to follow the locker room and all those things. And now it's like, whatever, you know. He lost the group completely. And that, like I said, retreat makes no sense. Then he said, Vlahovic made a mistake and he will get fined by the club, you know, because he deserves it. And maybe he deserves it, but that's not what I want to hear post-game, you know. I'm not going to lie. You know, you keep that internally, and that's just what it is. These players are frustrated. They're completely gone. They're not buying into anything anymore, and the result is, well, 1 in 8. That's that. And the following topic, or the last topic, is our captain, our leader, who, again, got cooked against a team that absolutely did nothing. But the few times he was called into action, he got cooked. And that's what I've said so many times. He's not good. He's not a good defender. If you get him in open space, actually, he's horrible. But that's not even my main issue with him, you know, because, like I said, it's not that I'm not looking at Danilo and I'm like, you're a complete disaster. That's not the issue. But the fact that he's being portrayed as the captain and leader is the saddest thing I've witnessed in the last, I don't know, 20 years, ever since I can really recall watching games. I'm being that serious now, because the way he's been portrayed as, he needs to stay, he's a fantastic player, leader, is absolutely rubbish, and it's insulting to the club. Where was he post? Why is Fabio Miretti, what is he, 20 years old? I don't know. Speaking post game in this difficult situation, and people in the comments will say, "Where is the club?" And I will talk about that, not in this video, because I want to keep that for a separate one. Because yes, the leadership at top is missing, and it's a big worry. No matter who the coach is going to be, the leadership up top is weak. They're anonymous, and it's an issue. But I will keep that aside. Where was the leader? Where was the captain post game? And don't give me that crap. Oh, it's chosen by the club, chooses who they will send out. You don't even need to choose. As a leader, you're like, I'm gonna go to talk to the media because I'm the leader, quote unquote, of this team, and I'm gonna speak to the media. No. He will do that when we win a game, or it's not this shaky. He will put out a crap post on Instagram. People will eat it up, copy paste every single time. We'll go again. The fans deserve better. This jersey deserve all the crazy, absolutely crap buzzwords that people eat up. And I'm like, wow, how low have we fallen? I've seen captains who are great leaders, but on top of that are just fantastic players. You look at them and you're like, God damn, I'm going to follow that guy. He's none of them. He's good with his words, whatever, and the club loves it, because they con a lot of people into believing he is that guy. So they will use his quote, his pictures all over the place when things get rough. But when he needed to speak in front of the media, they send out Fabio Miretti. What do you want Fabio Miretti to say? He's 20 years old. What do you want him to say? I know why they send out Fabio Miretti, because nobody's going to ask him the hard questions because he's 20. What do you want? Like, are you going to hammer him? That's my point. Like, the leadership at this team is also an issue, and we know that, by the way. We know that. That's why I said in so many videos, the links, all good. You still need some experience in that team, whether you like it or not. I don't know how he's going to fix that, Giuntoli, but it's needed, because this phony leadership, I do not need. I don't need this phony Instagram. Look at me. Look at this lion picture. Look at this black and white picture with a catchy quote underneath it. Probably not even written himself. Every single time things get rough, and he will put out that statement somehow in this international break. We will hear of Danilo, and a lot of people will eat it up. But the fact of the matter is, post game, when everything was heated, he's not there. You speak. The club sends out Miretti. If you're a leader, if you're that guy, you tell the club, no, I'm going to speak, and not the 20-year-old who, what do you want him to say? I'm the leader, captain of this team. I'm going to go out there and speak, but absolutely nothing, And the fact that, again, his quality, it is what it is. I don't rate him, but he's not hot garbage. I'm not saying that. But what my issue is that the way he's been portrayed and the way he's been pushed by the club so much, every single week basically, makes me sick, because it's so forced. It's not natural. It's not natural. It's forced. And these are the things I have an issue with. When I saw Miretti out there, I was like, God damn. Like, really? Are we really doing this? First you have Allegri calling out journalists for not being coaches, and not understanding the game. And then you have Miretti needing to speak. I was like, this is a pointless interview for Miretti, because, what are you going to ask him? Like, he's not going to say any. Like, what do you want him to say? What do you want him to say? Absolutely ridiculous, but that's the club right now. That's who we are. And I will finish off by saying, like this, no chance we're getting Champions League football. Even with 5th place, there's no chance you're going to win. You're actually going to lose. Like, there's the chances of us losing to Lazio in the league, Torino, Roma, Milan, Bologna are extremely high. Like, extremely high. They're higher than us winning those games. The only way we are getting into that top 4 or top 5, whatever, it's basically the same points, whatever, is the other teams dropping points. And by the looks of it, they're not going to drop points. On top of that, they have easier schedules. At this rate, there's no chance we're getting Champions League football. And if we miss out on Champions League football, this club is absolutely screwed. Financially, they're not going to recover. Like, they cannot recover because they need so many fixes, and it's big trouble. But as of now, it's not an overreaction. 1 win out of 8, it's a reality. We're not getting top 4 like this, you know. But that's my little rant. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Like the video, like I said. Subscribe to the channel, close to 5K. Hit that bell notification, and I will speak to you guys later tonight. Ciao.